It's an August night in 2011. My back's against the wall, and about 40 of my homies surround me, waiting to give me a 3-minute violation or beating that I had asked for to leave the gang that I had been a part of for 4 years. As I lay against the wall and as the punches start flying, I start reflecting on all the moments that had led to this very point. I was born and raised in the back of the yards community in the south side of Chicago to an immigrant mother who came here when she was 16 years old and pregnant with me. Being raised by a single mother and going through all of those challenges, coupled with the challenges of living in the south side and the lack of opportunities in communities like mine, I joined the neighborhood gang when I was just 13 years old. All of my teenage life, I saw a lot of my friends pass away, went to a lot of more funerals than you can count. And I was frequently involved in shootings. And I did a lot of things that I regret now. Fortunately for me though, I had 2 opportunities that one literally saved my life and another opportunity that helped to transform my life. The first opportunity came almost accidentally. My mom, desperate to keep me off the streets, knew that only a job would do the trick. And she asked the local grocery store owner, Don Chuy, to give me a job. When the grocery store owner refused, my mom said, Don Chuy, please, I'll even give you the money to pay for his wage. I just want to see him off the street. When he hesitated, my mom said, Don Chuy, you're the only one keeping my kid from a casket. And so I worked with Don Chuy after school and in the summer sometimes, and I know that the little time that I spent in that grocery store that I wasn't in the street, it literally saved my life and is one of the reasons why I'm talking to you here today. Another one of those job opportunities that literally changed my life also came accidentally. I was serving an in-school suspension for a gang fight when I was a junior in high school. And because I was so often in my principal's office, we had built a really close relationship. And when she saw me in the office, she said, Berto, here's a job application for the summer. Apply, and then if you need a recommendation letter, I'll write one for you. So I applied, and 2 weeks later, they told me that I had gotten the job. Little did I know that this job was actually working for Alderman Michelle Smith up in Lincoln Park through Mikvah Challenge, an organization that engages young people in the civic process. I was going, and that job literally changed my life for 2 reasons. One was exposure. I was going from 48th Street in Halsted all the way to Wrightwood and Halsted in Lincoln Park, and knowing that the world was bigger than 47th Street just shocked my mind. But also, it angered me because I was seeing and walking through Lincoln Park and wondering why I wasn't hearing any shootings, or why the green was really nice and green and clean cut, and why we didn't have that stuff back home. The other reason why that opportunity changed my life and transformed my life is because I fell in love with civics. The idea that ordinary people can really change their community. People would come in, and I was a gang member, but I was in a little nice suit and tie, and I would get somebody a trash can. I was helping organize a cleanup. And that whole summer, I started to slowly realize that there was another alternative to express the love that I had for my hood in a very different way. And I was going to that internship from 9 to 3, but then gang banging from 4 to 3 in the morning. And the more that I gang banged, the more that I was thinking, you know what? Although I said I love my hood and I love 48th Street, I was the one actually destroying my community and where I was from. And all of those opportunities, coupled with my mom's refusal to lose me to the streets and the village that raised me, led me to leave the gang when I was 17 years old. After I left the gang, I got my grades up, I enrolled in college, I got to Dominican University, where I became the youngest student body president ever elected in the school's history. Then I went on to serve 3 years with Mikvah Challenge through the Mayor's Youth Commission. I went on to organize the Hoops in the Hood program in Back of the Arts for 2 years. I even worked for Senator Durbin. And when I graduated and got that shiny piece of diploma, I wanted that shiny piece of diploma not to be my ticket out of the hood, but I wanted it to be the ticket to make the hood a better place and to recreate the same opportunities that were there for me that weren't there for anybody else. So upon graduation, I became a community organizer with the Resurrection Project, where I helped to organize the Increase of Peace initiative. This Increase of Peace initiative is a youth-led initiative to help young people find that same sense of civic agency that I found in their lives, so they can realize that not only can they change their life, but they can actually change their community. Over the past year, we've trained 100 young leaders in leadership and peacemaking across the city of Chicago, where they've organized, as some of you guys might know us as, the campouts, where we camp out on some of the city's hottest blocks to bring civic engagement to those young people. And those young people are recreating civic opportunities for other people in their communities. So when I think about this question of what would it take to roll back gun violence, for me, the answer is very easy, and it's twofold. One, we need to connect young people to meaningful job opportunities. If you look at the top 10 neighborhoods in the city of Chicago that have the highest homicide rate, those are exactly the same top 10 neighborhoods with the highest number of young people between the ages of 16 to 24 that are unemployed and out of school. So connecting young people in that age group to meaningful job opportunities is one of the keys to solving some of the violence that we've seen in our communities. And secondly, we need to make sure that we not only include young people in the conversation around gun violence, but we need to create spaces for young people to lead the conversation on gun violence. Too often we talk about the issue of youth violence without youth voice, without the people that are the most affected by the impact of gun violence. So if we really want to change our city, we have to connect young people to meaningful job opportunities, but we also need to connect our young people to civic opportunities where they can see themselves as civic agents of change in their community, so that they can be not only the leaders of tomorrow, but as Mikva taught me, the leaders of today. Thank you so much.